Hey guys, welcome to the Minnesota Garden. Just walking out there. You know, I'm getting this channel started late in the season, so I thought we would maybe start with a garden tour. Starting with the fence. As you can see, we have about 5 acres, but we have woods and woods. I mean, everything around us is woods, with the exception of the lake on the back side of us. So we have critters. We have a lot of deer and rabbits, raccoons, foxes, and recently we've got turkeys, wild turkeys. So if I didn't have a fence, I would not be able to have a garden. A couple of years ago, before I had the fence, I had about a dozen or so really beautiful butternut squashes, and our grandson came in the house just really upset because a deer had gone down the row and just taken a bite out of every single one. Yeah, they're cool. So, starting with the fence, let's go in. Trespassers will be composted. You have been warned. Now that we're inside, you can see this really cool trellis is the first thing that you see when you walk into my garden. Mike built this for me for the grapevines, which are planted in here, but they're really little because this is the first year with the grapevines. So I don't really expect to get much out of them this year, but to compensate, I did put a whole bunch of cucumbers along the base of the trellis so that they can grow up. There, this side's doing a lot better. But, to my surprise, look at this grapevine. It's just loaded with grapes. That's going to be fun. Next year, I won't be able to plant anything else in here besides the grapes growing because of these guys. These are hula berries. These are awesome berries that look like a strawberry. So you can see some coming here. They look like a strawberry. These aren't quite ripe yet, but they taste more like a pineapple. And they're really fun. And as you can see, all of these little runners are starting to attach themselves in the ground already, so they're really going to take over this whole bed. And I'm okay with that. And right here, we have beets. Lots of beets. I have 3 different varieties of beets in here, which is why you see the different color tops. Got cylinder beets, Detroit Reds, and I have I forget the name of it, but there's a beet in here that's a lighter color with dark red rings on the inside. Over here, we have the golden raspberries, which our grandson Coulter picked out for me at the nursery. He's really excited about those, and this will be the first time that he's going to get to try some today. And then we have a red raspberry bush, which is already starting to sprout new ones from the base. So this will eventually this whole bed will be taken over by raspberries. But in the meantime, we got rutabagas. Over here, we have honeyberry, and we've got all my blueberries, which I just covered the other day because the birds are trying to take them. But there's lots of blueberries on the vine. And the honeyberry isn't really doing anything this year, but I kind of didn't expect it to, being as it's the first year I put those in the ground. But since I had extra space, I threw my extra onions in here. Plenty of weeds. Don't look at the weeds. We have a strawberry bed here. It also needs weeding. It's already been producing a lot of strawberries. And then here was supposed to be, this was supposed to be pumpkins, but I didn't get a single pumpkin plant that came up. And I found out that we have stag beetles, which I took care of with some diatomaceous earth. But when I was reworking this bed to put these cabbages in, I found most of the pumpkin seeds and they were just hollowed out. So I think the stag beetles snacked on them. And then over here is the watermelons. They're doing fantastic. And I actually have some watermelons on the vine. Now, watermelon is really, really hard to grow in Minnesota because we have a short growing season. So if I get some actual watermelons out of here, I will be stoked. And then I threw some radishes in right there. I kind of throw them in wherever. There's some more right there. These are my extra tomato plants. I think this is a yellow pear. Doesn't have anything growing on it yet. Another yellow pear. It's getting there. But this is a surprise mystery tomato. This right here. When I planted all my pepper seeds, this tomato came up in the middle of them. So we'll see what that is. It looks nice. And then right here we have potatoes. Now this bed of potatoes is from an organic bag of potatoes that I had in our storm shelter that I forgot about, and it had about 10-inch eyes on it. So I threw them in the ground, and they're actually doing really well. And then these potatoes are from actual seed potatoes. But if those organic potatoes have a good harvest, I'm just going to do that next year because they're way cheaper. And then if you could see on the fence, those are the green beans. They are supposed to be bush beans. I don't think they are. I think they're pole beans. And that's a 6-foot fence, and they're going up over the top of it. So those are going to be loaded. So we'll make our way into the main part of the garden. And I do put some flowers in here to attract the pollinators. So here are the beans. I have a double row planted, kind of a high intensity garden method. Keeps the weeds out. And then one of the watermelons came through the fence. And he's right there. Cute little guy. I hand pollinated that one to make sure that he pollinated. And right here we have onions and weeds. And here we have a row of cabbages. Red and green cabbages, and they're getting big heads on them. And I just have to show you this guy on the end. I'm kind of proud of him. Can you see the size of these guys? These are huge. Well, then next to that, I have a row of peppers. And the pepper plants are all mystery plants. I have 72 pepper plants. And I planted them all by seed. That guy's getting some. Oh, looks like jalapeno. And I planted them all by seed. I had them all marked so nicely so I would know which ones are which. And then I bumped the box and knocked the markers off. So now I'm waiting. These look like banana peppers. We've got some broccoli, which I've already been cutting off from and harvesting, and an extra row of potatoes because I had extra seed. Oh my gosh, guys, don't judge me by the weeds. It's really weedy this year. I didn't put the weed barrier down between all the rows like I did last year, and I'm paying for it. So, lesson learned. Next year, I will be putting weed barrier down between every row. All right, this is the tomato bed. I have 110 tomato plants. We've tied them all up using somewhat of the Florida weave, but we used fence post, and this is actually cable, really stiff cable, tied from one end to the other, and then it's offset. Then we start the tie on this side, and it's offset just enough that as the tomato plants are growing, I weave them instead of weaving the cable around the plants. It was way easy. It was so easy. We did all 110 plants in about 25 minutes. If I were individually staking these, it would have taken me a couple hours at least. And they're loaded. I have Better Boy, and I've got Amish paste, I've got Roma tomatoes, and Rutgers in here. So they're really starting. Oh, here's some Amish paste. I haven't noticed those yet. There they are right there. And they're really healthy. I've been giving them fish fertilizer every couple weeks. So far, I see maybe a couple of signs of early blight, but not bad. Here's the rest of my pepper plants. This guy is definitely a banana pepper. He's loaded. I'll be harvesting some of those today. And we have carrots right here. These are the kaleidoscope carrots, so they're multicolored. Grandkids are really excited about those. They want to harvest them already, but I won't let them. Corn. I'm pretty proud of the corn because it's supposed to be knee-high by the 4th of July, and it's July 10th, and it's like chest-high. So, pretty excited. Right here I have kale. On the end of this row I have some lettuce. I had spinach in the middle there, but it bolted, and so I'm going to dig that up and put some butter crunch in there. That'll be good. Right here I have a pea patch. These peas are doing great. These are also chest-high. These are really tall. And they're really loaded. I have to do a little pea harvest today. Over here, some zucchinis. They're doing good. I got 3 of them right here. And another one right there. And I know this looks weird. This is actually the variety of the leaf. That's not powdery mildew on those leaves. And then here's the squash bed, and I have 3 varieties of squash in here. I've got some butternut and some acorn and another variety that I can't remember. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know when they fruit. I'll be able to tell what they are. I love being out here in the morning and hear the birds. It's great. So pretty much that's my garden. Oh wait, I did forget something. Let's see if I can get back there. Way back here is the garlic. Now the garlic already has formed its scapes, and I've been cutting them off, and so this is actually the end of one that I cut off. And the scapes on the garlic are actually edible, and we've been using them in cooked dishes and salads, scrambled eggs, things like that. And they're delicious. And when these die off a little more, and after I weed them, then we'll be harvesting those. So I'll do a harvest video on the garlic. I'm pretty excited about the garlic. I actually planted that in October, and we covered it with straw, and it overwintered. So it's taken a while, so it's kind of a labor of love. So I hope you guys enjoyed my garden tour. I am really excited about the garden. It's producing really well, and with any luck, we'll have some good harvest videos to show you. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel because I'm excited about starting this. It's kind of a passion, gardening, for me. Some would say obsession. Forgot to show you the fruit trees we put in. We have a red Duchess apple tree. It's right here. This is the first year of this tree, and look, it's got apples. How cool is that? There's actually 2 apples on this tree. This one's bigger. And then here I have Bali cherry tree and another Bali cherry tree. They're not doing any fruiting this year, which I really did not expect because I got them in so late in the season. And then right there is a State Fair apple tree. It's a little bit trickier growing apples in Minnesota. There's certain varieties you can't get. I did not know you couldn't grow Granny Smiths in Minnesota. You can't. These are all semi-dwarf trees, So I will be able to cut them. They'll get quite a bit wider, and they do have space to do that in the fenced-in area. But I will be trimming them and pruning them to make sure that they stay within the fenced-in area. Otherwise, the deer will just eat them. So, hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.